Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Loki and today I am back with more Formula 1 2016 game, which is my series Road to be World Champion. And yeah, we're coming off a shit weekend. We got 21st, although it was last because our teammate had DNF'd. So the team as well as us had a real shit weekend. We went from second in the championship down to fourth. So yeah, and constructors were just losing to Ferrari at the moment, and Williams actually catching up. I didn't notice that last time. So if you have a look here, as you see, it's been a string of bad performances. I really want to turn it around and start doing well. This is a track like Germany I can perform well at, so I'm hoping to turn the results around and do well. So, our main objective this weekend is to get into Q3 and get P5 in the race. Now, development-wise, we didn't develop anything last race because I wanted to save it and do one more downforce and then or either do 2 chassis weights, which was my other alternative I was thinking of, which I may still do. So, either way, yeah, we're coming here. We want a good result. I believe we can get a good result. So, yeah, we're going to get straight into it and see how we go. We're losing to Hamilton again. He's going to beat us this weekend. I don't think I can beat him, but we'll have to wait and see. So, either way, let's get into qualifying and see where we can end up. Alrighty, so here we go, coming around for our second lap of Q1 and need to improve by about 5 to 6 tenths of a second just to secure my safety in going to Q2. So I am above target, but as I said, I just don't trust the time I put in to actually make me get through to the next session, and I know I can make up a lot more time. My first lap was not a bad lap, but just not a tidy lap. So should be able to capitalize on that a little bit more. Ooh, rear end stepped out there, managed to catch it. A little bit dangerous to lose the rear end there, but yeah, be able to catch it. So I've also increased the downforce at my front wing. That's why I'm losing a very little amount of time through the first sector. But that's, as I said, due to the fact that I have increased my front downforce to try and counter the understeer that we've had all season long. So yeah, already up by 0.3 of a second, so not looking too bad at all for us. So just got to keep that momentum going and we should pretty easily be able to make it through the next session. I am doing this on used tyres, and I also want to mention that I have a very wet setup due to the fact that we are going to have a wet race. So took a little bit too much curve there, running very wide here, going to lose out on pretty much all the time I had gained, which really sucks. So hopefully I can find a little bit more time, which I should be able to. Pretty confident in being able to do that. So yeah, just gotta wait and see. For now it's very much around the same time, and I've just not had the tidy end to the lap I needed and wanted. Yeah, still very much around the same time. So hopefully I can find something in the last sector. I did lose a lot of time here, so I should be able to find some time. As you see, I make up time out of there. That was one of the corners where I wasn't too sure if I'd be able to make up time. Oh no, sorry, one of those 2 corners I knew I could make up time. And coming out of here, not as good as my first lap apparently. Oh no, better exit, and we are up by about 0.2. Should get us through to Q2. Might be a bit of a struggle to get to Q3, and I'm honestly shocked if it's going to be a struggle to get to Q3, considering I feel like the car can easily do it. So, either way, people who get knocked out is Felipe, oh sorry, not Felipe, Marcus Ericsson, Felipe Nasr, Romain Grosjean, Gutierrez, Sainz, and Palmer. So, yeah, even our teammate got 16th, so I don't feel too bad, but could be a bit of a struggle to get into Q3. Gonna need to aim for about 2 minutes, or 2:01.5, but we'll have to see. So let's get into it and see how we go. Alright, here we go, coming around for our second and final lap of Q2, and really need to improve, try and nail this lap and get a good time in. I actually don't know how much I need to improve. I forgot to check that before going out, so yeah, just main focus is just going to be getting a good lap in and doing the best time we can, because yeah, we should be able to make up time. I mean, I'm already up 3/10. I do believe I can get into the 2 minutes, so just got to try and nail a lap, put a good one together, and we'll be fine. So already up by nearly 4/10 of a second, so should be good. Fastest first sector again, so that makes me think everyone's using a very heavy downforce package, even heavier than what I'm using. So they're all set up for the race. So hopefully we can get it together, but we'll have to wait and see. Get a good corner through here on the throttle nice and early. Get this corner right, because we stuffed it up last time. Solid exit out of there. Up by 8/10, so we're looking very good to actually get into Q3 and also get into the under 2 minute mark, which is, no, under 2:01 mark. So that's fantastic. Under 2 minute mark would be even better. Don't know if that's going to be achievable on this car, but you never know. You never know. We could pull some magic out of this. So get a good run out of here. Nearly up by 1.2 seconds. Carry a lot of speed through here. And here we go. Get turned in really early. Nail this corner like so. That should launch us up with some time. And it absolutely is doing so. We're up by nearly 1.5 seconds. So, hey, we may actually be able to get under the 2 minute mark here. So, that would definitely put me in a good position if I know I can do that. So, here we go, and flick it to the left on the throttle nice and early. Nail the exit out of there. And that should be under 2 minutes, if not right on the 2 minute mark. Puts us into P4. So, looking very good for Q3. Good result in Q3. So as you see, we did a 2 minutes .017. So just out of the 159s. Definitely think that's achievable. A teammate got 10, so he's also into Q3. So the people who get knocked out is Rio Haryanto, Danny Kvyat, Kevin Magnussen, Fernando Alonso, Pascal Wehrlein, and Felipe Massa, which is somewhat of a surprise and not due to Williams, and it's shit when the moment there's a drop on the track, their chassis is gone. So either way, yeah, well, I'm very happy with that time, so let's get into the next session and see how we go. Alright, here we go, coming around for our second and final lap of Q3, and this is my last lap of the qualifying, and it is my last set of fresh intermediates I have for qualifying. So should definitely be able to improve, aiming to get under 2 minute mark. Now if I do, I will get 5th place. A low 2 minute will still get me 5th place, because current 5th, which is Vettel, has done a 2 minute .6. I have to get pretty well into the 159s to beat anybody there, so don't think that's going to be achievable right now. But you never know, so just got to try and nail this lap as best I can, get a good run out of there. So a little bit too tight on the entry to that corner, but up by half a second, so still looking pretty good for us. Get a good run out of here. Get the car turned in early, hit that curb, run wide. Gonna lose a little bit of time because I don't think that was as good as I did it last time. So still up by 4/10 of a second. Need to nail this corner here. Get on the throttle, get the car pointed in, slowly eke the steering out, and we're going to make up, hopefully, I'm about to say hopefully by 0.6, but we're still at 5/10 of a second. So just got to find a little bit of time, which I know I can find in the last sector. So come through here, late brake, get the car turned in early, a little bit wider than I would have liked, but we're going to take this extra curb here, help me get the car pointed in, and full throttle exit out of there. This should make up a little bit of time, not much though, unfortunately. Still up by 5/10. So pretty much even middle sector there, and get the car turned in, full throttle through there. Up by 0.6, thought I would have made up a little bit more than that, but it's enough to get me P5th. at the moment and get a good run through here. Up by 0.7 of a second. Just not enough to get me into the under the 2 minute mark, but not bad. So I will take P5. As I said, I don't think I would have gotten anybody, even if I did get in the 59, 1 minute 59. So, maybe I would have gotten Lewis Hamilton. So, yeah, either way, I'm actually really happy with that result. You know, 5th place, more than I could have asked for. And we are going to have a wet race, so it's going to be interesting. Probably going to be safety cars, going to be accidents. So, yeah. Either way, the order is Nico Hülkenberg, Valtteri Bottas, Button, Raikkonen, Vettel, me in 5th, Hamilton in 4th, Rosberg in 3rd, Verstappen in 2nd, and Ricciardo in 1st. So, let's continue through here, see how we go, see what our objectives are and everything. But yeah, I'm really happy with that result. Couldn't have asked for more out of the car. I think obviously we could have improved a little bit, but yeah, no, I think that was a solid result from us and better than we expected, so can't complain. Yep, as you see, I told you Hamilton's going to beat me there. Team's happy. Listen to the session goals, and then we'll get into showing you the strategy, and we'll get into the race and see where we can put this car. So we're going to finish 10th or higher, beat our teammate, and get 15th or higher in the championship, which the amount of points we have, we're probably going to get 15th. Well, I reckon there's no chance that we're not going to get 15th or higher in the championship. So, yeah. Either way, here's the race strategy, and then we'll get into the race. All right, so here you go. So, told you, pretty miserable weather. Going to be on the full wet tyres, and that's it. We're not even going to pit. So, good start here. If I can get into first place, I just got to hold off the Red Bulls and Mercedes. Pretty sure I can pull away from the Ferraris and everyone. So, yeah, not going to be too difficult, I don't think. Holding off everyone, should be able to get top 5 pretty easy, which is my main objective. Would love to get a podium. Would be phenomenal if we can get a win, but I don't think that's going to be achievable in full wet weather conditions against Red Bull being so far developed. So, we'll see. You never know. So, anyway, let's get into it and see how we go. Alright, got to get off the line well here. Get a good run down to turn 1. So, let's go. Here we go. Not going to turn the engine on. Going to save that till we midway through turn 1 because I don't want to ruin my launch here, even the second phase. So, mainly about getting traction down. Ooh, managed to get up to here. Don't know why my screen's gone very fuzzy with a lot of water. So, but able to hold out here, and there we go. Got Ricciardo going down there. So, just got to try and put some good times in now. Ooh, wow, that was a flyer. So much, I was going so quick through there that look at the gap I pulled away from them. So, I figured there's a line through there where I can go full throttle. I'm just going to try and find it. You know, I'll have a guess. So, somehow managed to do that. So, phenomenal first sector. Managed to make up 4 places and get myself into P1 there. Great turn 1. The 2 Mercs took themselves out of the equation, and I just got next to the Red Bulls and they couldn't really do anything. They just ran wide. So coming out of turn 1 and weren't able to get the traction down. Plus I have a Mercedes engine, so I was just able to pull away. I don't know if Ricciardo's got a problem, but he's now no longer in second. Verstappen and Hamilton look to have passed him. So maybe that's going down the straight, drafting behind him. Because we're all running very heavy downforce packages. So that could be a big effect on him. So either way, coming through here, just got to get this car turned in. Got to do some laps, good laps to try and hold off the Red Bull. Because I don't want them to draft behind me. Because they will be able to pass me. Even the Red Bull will be able to get past me. So got to be careful. Wide through there. Just couldn't quite get the car turned in and hold the speed I would like. So coming through here, have the engine still turned up just because I want to do a couple of laps of like full throttle. I should have gone full throttle through there. But yeah, just want to have a couple of good laps to try and build a gap to the Red Bulls. So, ooh, very deep under braking there. Not going to help try and pull away. So much so that the Red Bulls have actually caught me. Well, the Red Bull and the Mercedes and everyone else has caught me. So, just got to try and hold out here for a second. A 209, not too bad. Should be able to get down to below a 205 hopefully. So, get a good exit out of here, turn the engine up for a good run down the straight. Gonna try and get through Eau Rouge in one piece here, so try and full throttle line again, and there we go. Actually managed to do it quite easily yet again. Just launched myself away from those Red Bulls, so they can't hold that speed through there, which is a very, very handy thing to know. So gonna keep that in mind. Braked a little bit early there, so just giving up a little bit of time. Still got the fastest first sector because obviously I did that sector without the start. So yeah, you're gonna be up by a good amount of time. Just gonna try and nail the rest of the lap and see if I can have the fastest lap of the race. Highly doubt that, but you never know. So get the car pointed in here. Seems like I have a bit of understeer. Don't know. I'm gonna try and change the diff settings a little bit to see if I can minimize my understeer just a bit to turn that down to that. That should help me out with my steering just a little bit to help me hold off those Red Bulls. Well, the Red Bull behind me. I don't know why I keep saying there's two of them. There's not anymore. There's only one in a Mercedes. So, but it looks like even he's pulling away from the Mercedes. So it should be okay. So here we go. Get on the throttle nice and early. Stick to the left here. Get the car turned in. Not as early as I would have liked. So going to have to come off the throttle just a bit there, which is going to allow Verstappen to catch me. So yeah, gonna be interesting here. Get a good run through here. Full throttle. Ooh, having to come off the throttle a bit on the exit there. Not able to keep it full throttle all the way through. So good to know for future. Verstappen's caught right back up to us. So just going to nail our exits here. We know we can lose him in Eau Rouge to where he won't be a threat going onto the straight. So Verstappen fastest lap by nearly 6 or 7 tenths of a second actually. So yeah, a little bit worrying, but should be able to do some decent things. So going to turn the engine up rich for one more lap because I really want that fastest lap. So that's going to be my goal right now. So just got to nail through here like so. Ooh, rear end tried to step out there and managed to catch it on the top of Eau Rouge. And there's Verstappen, pulled away from him just a bit again. So told you I'd be able to pull away from the Mercedes. I always thought that that was going to be possible. It's just the Red Bulls that I think are going to be my biggest competition because they're quick through the last sector. Oh no, they're quick through the middle sector, and then the last sector I think we're pretty even, if not they're just slightly faster than me. So, but I have the first sector on lock as you see. So yeah, it's going to be a very close battle with them. But we should, I'm pretty confident we should be able to hold out. But you never know, if I make a mistake, Verstappen's not one to miss those opportunities. So yeah, either way, coming through here and nailed that corner pretty well actually, and I'm holding off Verstappen better than I thought it would. So it turns out that he might be better than me in the middle sector and not actually in the better than me in the final sector and not the middle sector. I said that the wrong way around. So yeah, very interesting. Getting a late breakdown to here, nice exit. Get the car turned in. I really stuffed that corner up again, which is just going to allow Verstappen to attack me. Did get a purple middle sector though, so looking good. Just got to try and nail this corner, and then we should be pretty fine. There we go. That's actually pretty good. Verstappen caught me, but then I pulled back away. Late breakdown into here. Get the car turned in nice and early. Nailing the line through here. A little bit wide, but should be able to get a good exit out of here. And I feel like that should be faster than Verstappen's lap. Not quite. So going to turn the engine down. There we go. That's what he's telling me right now to do. So going to do that. Get a good exit out of here and just got to pull away from Verstappen again. But we have left Hamilton in the dust more than I thought we would. So yeah, not too bad at all. And honestly, if I lose the place to Verstappen there, I'm still going to be fine. Just realized as well, Verstappen's actually not on my minimap in the bottom left still. I've had this problem in a couple of races. He's still not at my minimap. He's invisible. So, interesting to see that. I don't know if that's a problem with everyone, but definitely a problem with me at the moment. So, yeah, I don't mind though. Late break down into here, get a good exit. A little bit wider than I would have liked. But still going to be okay and get a good exit through here. So just got to hold him off. He can catch me all he wants. It's one thing to catch somebody, it's another thing to pass them. And I feel like the only real way you can pass somebody at this track in these conditions is on a straight line, which is not really anywhere he can do it, because the back straight that we're coming up to is got a corner in it, so he can't really do anything there. And we know we're quicker than him in the others, so yeah, very interesting to see. Gonna be even more interesting to see what he can do through here. A little bit wide through here again, but didn't come out of the throttle too much this time. So he is going to try and make a move down into here, and he's actually going to get past me. Can he hold his line through here though? He can. So I'm going to try and do a late brake move down into this corner and see if I can get him. So here we go. Oh, we're running very wide, but managed to just park the car in front of him and hold out. He might try and get a good exit out of here, but nah. I just put that car in the middle of the track and was like, just defend for my life there. So, because we are racing to win. We're not racing to get second or podium. We are racing right now to win. That's my goal. So, yeah. Either way, Verstappen's catching me down into here, which is just going to do him more wrong than good, because it's just going to carry more speed that he can't carry. And we did corner cut just a little bit there. Couldn't quite get over to the right as fast enough. But still okay. Just have to be careful with those warnings though. We've only got one more before penalty comes. So yeah, fastest first sector again. Up down by 0.2 of a second. Still looking very good through that first sector, as we know. It's just the middle and last that we have to do well at. But at the moment, I'm not too worried. Got to make sure I have plenty of fuel to get to the end. Hopefully enough to even turn the engine up towards the end and just help defense, but for right now we don't really know. Minimalizing that differential has definitely helped get the car in. I actually am going to turn it down again just to help get the car. Just makes the car a little bit more pointy and steady. So the other ones, it's faster, but it just doesn't feel consistent and comfortable, whereas this does, you know. The car becomes a lot more sharp-ended and loose, which is what I need right now in the wet. I don't need a very stiff and pointy car, because I'm just going to lose the rear and run wide and things like that. So, yeah, either way, got that position. Ooh, took a little bit much curve there. Actually lit my rear tyres up and ran wide. So, Verstappen's managed to get past me again. So, trying to hold out here. A little bit wide there, but kept it on the track. Going to do the same move down into here again, see if we can get the same result. And yep, just park the car in front of him. Even though we're on the inside of the corner, he can't do anything. So, very nice there. Hamilton is 3.4 seconds behind us still, so not too bad. Managed to keeping him at bay. Should keep an eye on that gap now that I'm properly battling with Verstappen and see if it shrinks or gains. But either way, get a good run out of here and just got to continue to hold off Verstappen. Ooh, took too much curve there. Going to come down on the brakes. Not corner cut, but I should have just done it. Lost the rear end coming onto the straight, so Verstappen's going to make an attack down into here. Turn the engine up to try and just go defensive. Late brake round here. Squeeze him tight. He's touched me. Tried to push me wide there. Didn't quite work. Managed to be able to hold our place and defend. So just gotta be careful. I can't corner cut through Uluru right now, otherwise I will get a penalty, and that will pretty much cement my place to Verstappen. So yeah, gonna lose time to Hamilton as well. That's allowed Hamilton just to get a little bit closer, unfortunately. So just gotta see what that gap is. Try and nail the rest of my lap and see if I can pull away from him, but just really isn't gonna happen, is it? So, fuel not looking too bad though. So, yeah, pretty happy with that. Light brake down into here. And let's go. Get the car turned in. And, ooh, a little bit wider than I would have liked. So, just got to get the car where I need it and placed in the positions I need it. Just help me nail my lap. So here we go, good run out of here, get off that curb because that will light my rear tyres up. Even in 6th or 7th gear, it still lights my rear tyres up. Verstappen trying to move up the inside. This could end dangerously, but I left him plenty of room there. He hit me in the end and spun himself. Don't know why I got the warning for that. We will have a look at that if I remember at the end. Because I felt I left him ample room to try and get past. He just carried too much speed and ran wide. I also went wide, but I went wide defending myself. And did Hamilton's engine just let go? There's no way that Hamilton just got in second and his engine let go. It looks like it did, so we're pretty good position. Verstappen's out of the race. Gutierrez is out of the race. Ooh. Curb hooked me up there and ran me very wide. Gonna lose time coming down here. I haven't seen Hamilton out of the race, but something happened to Hamilton. We're really gonna have to check that out at the end of the race because, yeah, I don't know what that was. Hamilton got in second place and just went, nah, I'm good. No, I'm just going to hit the brakes now down the straight and let everybody pass me. So, either way, got another Mercedes behind us with a Red Bull behind him. Happy to have the Mercedes behind me because we know we can hold off the Mercedes. Whereas the Red Bull, we know is quicker than us. So, as long as I do neat sectors now, should be fine. But, rear end really letting go there. Gonna have to check a couple of things and see if I can somehow minimize that, because that's not good. So make sure my rear tires aren't overheating. That's going to be a bit of a problem if they are, because I don't really have the ability to cool them down. But no, it doesn't look like they're overheating. Fronts are definitely, but that's just how it is. A lot of the weight's at the front tires with the wet setup to just get the car turned in. But yeah, with the rear, it doesn't look to be anything too bad, so maybe turn that down. I don't know if that's helping or making it worse, but I'm just going to turn it down anyway and see if it does anything I'd like. So get a good run through here, get the car turned in, and same with this corner, and there we go. Get a good exit out of here, and 3 laps to go, so 5.7 seconds to Rosberg. Keep an eye on that gap just to make sure he doesn't catch us by too much. Sure, as I said, shouldn't do, but you never know. So get a good one out of here. Just that curve there on the exit's just pulling me to the left. It's like, I don't want to go over there. Ricciardo looks to be in the pits, so is he's obviously going for a one-stop race, but we're going for a no-stop race because we don't need to. Our tyres are in pretty good condition. I mean, I probably could stop and still come back in this position, but I don't want to risk it. I'm happy staying in this position here. So, yeah. I'm very happy with first, and I don't really want to lose track position. Like I said, I'm sure I can put in fast sectors and make up the time, but I just don't think it's worth to lose track position. That's just my opinion. So, yeah, either way, coming down into here, get a good turn in. Beautiful, get a good exit. What was it, 5.7? So just got to manage that gap perfectly. Make sure he doesn't catch me by too much, and we will be mighty fine. So good run through there. Get a late brake down into here, and there we go. Hold the outside line. Oh yeah, just gonna cruise to the finish now by the looks of it. Let's see what we get down here. So he's probably caught me by a bit because it wasn't my best lap this one. Still 5.7 seconds, so he hasn't actually caught me at all. So yeah, we should be good. Should be perfect. Off the throttle for a second, back on it, get a good run out of there, and late brake down into here. Get the car turned in nicely, carry mid-corner speed, being a big thing. On the throttle out of here, and let's see, is it still 5.7 seconds? 5.2, but should be okay. So what I'm going to do actually is I'm just going to race the last couple of laps. If anything happens, I'll show you guys. Otherwise, yeah, here's just the end of the race. Because it's going to be a very boring last few laps, to be honest with you. So, alrighty. So, yeah, down to the last lap of the race. And Rosberg's caught me quite a lot. I've mucked up a couple of corners just because the tyres are so worn and the rears are just too slidey and little things like that. But yeah, just he's slowly caught me. I don't know if he's in a position to make an attack. But yeah, just thought I'd show you guys the last 3/4 of a lap. Because he will be close towards the end. So yeah, could be a little bit of a battle on our hands, but nothing too bad. Should be able to defend against him pretty well. Feels okay. I know it's flashing at the bottom right, but we're up by nearly 0.0 or 0.4, not 0.4. I don't know why I was gonna say 0.4, but yeah, up by a good amount. So should be fine to finish the race. Don't know why I keep going through that, but there we go. He's right on my tail here, so I got to get the car pointed in and on the throttle early. Go very defensive here, and I'm gonna hold the inside line. So if he wants to pass me, he's gonna have to go around the outside line, which is not something that's gonna be done easily. And he's run wide there, so that's that. He had one attack on the last lap. Figured he'd have one move. Probably been slowly catching me more and more each lap, to the point where, yeah, he was just in a position to attack. So one more lap, probably would have been a bit worried, but nope, that's it. We got first, and as my race engineer said, we have worked hard for that one. So yeah, another win for us this season, which is fantastic. What we need, putting us back into that championship, or back into that second place championship. And Verstappen did DNS, so it brings him down level and a little bit closer to us. So yeah, you never know. But teammate got 7th. He had a very good race, but yeah, we had a phenomenal race, as you see. Vettel, Rosberg, and then us. So yeah, we will check out that replay, and I will prove to you guys that it was not my fault, that collision with Verstappen. But yeah, we're gonna have to wait and see. So give it just a second until we finish playing the champagne. Then we'll have a look at the results. Then I will show you guys the replay. So either way, as you see, we got first, Rosberg got second, Vettel got third, teammate got 7th, Ricciardo ended up finishing 13th with his pit stop. And at the end of it, Gutierrez and Verstappen ended up DNFing. So yeah, not a good weekend for them. But either way, here's the replay of what happened. Well, either way, yeah, I'll show you guys the replay now. Alrighty, so here we go. So this is the corner. So this is from Verstappen's view. So he's turned in, I'm turning in, but look at all that real estate on the inside. And nah. So, oh yes, I did run him out of room, but in saying that, he also could have turned in a little bit more. So we look on board. So yeah, just I feel like, yeah, at the end of the day, I'll admit that, yeah, okay, I shouldn't have turned in as aggressive as I did, but at the same time, I have to get through that corner at some point, you know. So yeah, either way, we will have a look at, I'm actually curious to what else happened to him, because we know something else did. So cut through here. Let's see. We want to actually get that point of view there. So him and Gutierrez DNF. So I assume that they had a collision. So he's edging closer to the track. So and somebody, and bam. Alrighty, that clears that up. So Gutierrez, just no fault of his own, just came around there. That's purely Verstappen. So here's Gutierrez and just couldn't do anything. And then here's Jolyon Palmer getting taken out as well. How did that look from the cars behind though? Jesus. And then how did that Toro Rosso survive that? Look at this. Whoa. Now. That's pretty crazy, and I don't think there's anyone else behind them. Oh, there's so Sauber, but yeah, they're already done. Now, here's the other thing that I'm interested about. Where is it? So we go back to us in just a second. Here we go. So we had that. We came around here. So we have Hamilton, who did finish the race. Just what happened there? Ah, he's got a puncture at the back left. But where did he get that from? Did he get... He wasn't involved in the collision between Verstappen and I. Just coming along and going around here, does a left, and did he just get a puncture coming out? Yep. Just a simple puncture, so that's what happened to Hamilton. So then, did anything happen to Ricciardo? Ricciardo had to pit because he hit him. So, bam, that's why Ricciardo pitted. So there you go. So, exit out of that. So we'll have a look at how that affects the championship. And we go back up into third, but we're still a few points off Rosberg, but we're still 29 points off Rosberg, but we should be closing that gap now. I want second in the championship. That is my goal. So, yeah. But either way, have a look at the constructors. And pulled away from Williams. But Ferrari also had a very strong weekend on their own. So, yeah. Either way, very happy with third. So let's get into it and see what we can develop in the car and all of that. So, very interesting race. Very good race for us. Ended up doing well. I told you guys I could do well at this track. Rain definitely benefited me there without a doubt. Team are happy. Yep. So, R&D, what can we do? So we can do downforce, but we can't do chassis weight, 2 chassis weight upgrades, unfortunately, with a few points off that. So what I'm tempted to do is do downforce, then we'll do chassis weight next race, because we will have the points to do so. Yeah, so we'll definitely do downforce this time. We don't need to worry about our engine. Our engine's still strong. Downforce is where we need the development. So there we go. So next time, we've only got to get 300 points to get that. So we may even actually be able to do engine. So, yeah. Either way, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, smash that like button. Subscribe to see more of these come out every Tuesday and Saturday in Australia. Most other countries like Europe and America, this comes out on a Monday and Friday. So, yeah, subscribe to see that. We'll have some PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds out soon. I've been recording and trying to get good videos of it. I've just not been happy with the quality lately of... Well, not quality, just what are the material I've got. So, yeah. Either way, subscribe to see that. And I will see you guys next time.